My name is Aiden, and this is my 2023 Honda Civic Type R. Now, I bought this car about 9 months ago with the goal of building it into my dream spec FL5. And so far, I've done a lot of mods, but I have a lot more that I want to do in order to really build this thing. If that's something that interests you, give me a follow or subscribe. It's completely free and it helps support the channel. Now, when I bought the car, it already had these Enki wheels on it, but I plan on replacing those in the future with a really nice set of 3 pieces. Now, all of the other mods in the car I installed myself with the help of my friends. Just in the garage, no lift, no special tools, just something that anybody could do. The mods list so far is the PRL rear motor mount, swift lowering springs, the PRL high flow downpipe, an AWE Touring full exhaust, a PRL intake, the side skirts and lip, which this lip is kind of beat up, but I will replace that in the future, of course. I also put on an Eibach rear sway bar and white line end links, which really helps with the rotation of this car mid-turn. Now that you're caught up on the mods in the car, it's time for me to drive it and explain why I think this car is the best daily driver you can have. Alright, ignore all the error lights, I just haven't cleared those. I got a check engine light because of the downpipe with no tune. But let's get driving this. Super easy clutch. I mean, I could not ask for a better clutch in stop and go traffic. From factory, these cars do have auto rev matching, but I don't have that feature right now since I still have that check engine light, so I just have to do it myself. Not a big deal though, it's pretty easy to rev match this. When you're on any smooth roads, this car is honestly really comfortable to drive. It's super nice having such direct steering. You can get around obstacles really easy, respond to whatever you need to do. But once we get to some bumps, it's a little bit stiff. I would say, and a lot of other Type R owners will agree with me, that this car is over dampened from factory, which just basically means that it rebounds back into place way too quick, and it's a very violent bump. And I'm going over some speed bumps now, so I'll be able to show that off. Rev match. Slow over the speed bump so I don't break my back. The intake sounds in this car are really nice. The only thing I've done is that intake up front, and it just sounds really good. If I shift into a higher gear and just cruise, you can barely even hear that exhaust, especially with the windows up. I mean, it is pretty quiet in here. Obviously, you do get a bit of road noise from those tires. It's only loud if you rip on it, which is really nice. I would highly recommend the AWE Touring to anybody looking for a good exhaust for this car. So if you already have one and you're watching this, pick up an AWE Touring. It's well worth the price. The AC obviously works great. It's a new car, so I would hope so. worth mentioning about this car is the sound system. For a Honda, you wouldn't think it would be that good, but I promise you it's better than pretty much any modern BMW that I've been in. The high-end sounds don't get annoying, and it has an optional OEM sub that it doesn't bump like a 10-inch or a 12-inch aftermarket sub would, but it still sounds pretty good, and I think it's enough for most people. Having a nice speaker setup is a really good, notable difference for a daily car, which this car I think is primarily meant to be a daily driven car. Honda does make it out to be this track weapon, but if you want to actually track it, you're going to have to make some upgrades like oil coolers, the radiator, and just there's some other mods that I can't think of off the top of my head right now, but these cars will overheat if you take them to the track. Not to mention the suspension still is too stiff even for the track. One thing I forgot to do is turn the traction control fully off, so you have to be fully stationary to do that. I'm gonna pull over into this driver really quick and turn it off. I'll show you guys how to do it. It's pretty simple.
They refer to this as the pedal dance, but
Alright, I forgot how to do it, so I did have to pull up a YouTube video. Now that we have VSA fully off, we're ready to go rip this thing. The reason you want to turn traction control all the way off is because if you press it once, it still turns on the VSA, which basically it uses your rear brake pads and drags on either side. That way it'll help rotate the car more mid-turn. However, that really wears on your brake pads in the rear, and you can actually boil your brake fluid on the track if you track it like that. This car feels so much more loose with the traction fully off. It makes a huge difference. And we're gonna be behind the truck. That's great. I'll stop here, give him some time to get ahead of us. Torque steer on this car is almost non-existent. Makes it really easy to rip on. get some exhaust sound here. The interior of this car is just amazing to daily drive. Since I got this car, I haven't been missing having any old cars. The seats are definitely the best part of the interior. I mean, really nice. It's a fake suede, but it's a nice material still. You have real suede / Alcantara, whatever you want to call it, in the door cards. You have it in the center console. I have a suede aftermarket shift boot I added, since the factory one is a stock fake leather that looks really cheap and out of place in here. You also have a nice aluminum shifter plate. And speaking of the shifter, it is so nice to row the gears in this. From factory, this is a very nice short shifter. Now, obviously, companies like Hybrid Racing sell aftermarket shifters for these, but I don't really know if I need it. To be fair, I haven't felt any of the aftermarket shifters, but this is a very nice shifter from factory. Just a satisfying notch into each gear. The infotainment system in here works really well. We have Apple CarPlay and I believe Android Auto. I don't have an Android, so I don't know. But it works very seamlessly. It boots up really fast. I haven't really had any issues with this except for it not wanting to connect sometimes, but all I have to do is restart my phone. So why choose the Type R over another hot hatch? All the competition also comes with the 6-speed manual, so why do I think the Type R is better? Am I just a Honda glazer at heart? The Type R directly competes against the Integra Type S, the GR Corolla, the Golf R, and the Elantra N. All of these cars are serious competition, so let's look at the numbers. It's normal nowadays for a 4-banger to make at least 300 horsepower, with the exception of the Elantra N. The Corolla and Elantra are also notably cheaper than the competition, with the Type S topping the list at a staggering $54,095. The Type R isn't exactly a steal in the mid $40,000 range, so please do not spend $10,000 on dealer markups on the Type R. It is not worth it. Who is paying that much for a Honda? I mean, it's worth it if you gap your competition, right? Stock for stock, however, the Type R isn't really going to gap any cars on the list. In all honesty, I can't label the Type R as the best out of all the 5 cars, mostly because I haven't even driven any of the others. What I do know is that I'll have the best built FL5 on YouTube when I'm done with it. And for everybody who likes the OG Donut Media videos, I have a lot of plans in the making. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Also, I broke a GoPro making this video. Please like and subscribe so I can afford another one.